is the way Helen Hastings, 18, would have spent the previous year. They would have been a sophomore at Oberlin College, a little liberal arts school about an hour outside Cleveland, playing Dungeons and Dragons each weekend in the damp cellar of Burton Hall on North Quad. Attempting to derail game by discussing the total of the Shrimp Heaven Now discourse from their favorite podcast. Helen, who utilized both the she and them pronouns, would have pursued her Siberian therapy feline Willa down the halls of their dorm, getting the tufts of fur she shed between her paws. They would have frilled around the snow-covered grounds in shorts or a skirt, declining to place on a coat in any event. And when the bone-chilling Ohio winters began to defrost, they would have spent sluggish Sunday evenings in the swing seat on the grass outside their dorm. She would have finished the main year of what she trusted would be a triple degree in art, psychology, and neurobiology. They would have gone to Anime Matsuri, the Goliath cosplay convention held in Houston annually, where she could have cosplayed as her beloved characters. She might have done an internship in craftsmanship or calligraphy or biology. They might have gone around the country. They might have done anything. Instead, Helen was killed, shot in the head in an apparent accident by her friend, a TikTok famous cosplayer, Mary Ann Oliver Snow, also known as Yandere Freak, or Snow the Salt Queen. They were a minor celebrity in the cosplay community, racking up 1.6 million TikTok followers for their performances of various Japanese anime characters. Snow was particularly well known for cosplaying characters from a series called Danganronpa, a Japanese video game in which teens are locked inside a school with a murderous bear and forced to fight to the death. Snow, 23, was the head of a very close group of friends including Hastings that was incredibly well known on the Houston cosplay circuit. Be that as it may, nothing might have arranged those in Helen and Snow's circle for the occasions of January 17, 2021, when Snow incidentally shot Helen while they were watching the TV show Gotham at their home. The conditions encompassing Hastings' appalling killing, as well as the fallout, are still fairly indistinct. Also, Snow's direction specifically fills in as a useful example about the lengths influencers go to make and keep up with intricate web-based media personally, and the intricacies that might emerge when the characters they play via web-based media become basically inseparable with the occasions of reality. Helen Rose Hastings was the main daughter of Philip Hastings and Susan Rosenberg, both acclaimed geneticists, who worked at the Baylor College of Medicine. As a baby, Helen was bright and exceptionally verbal, talking in full sentences when she was only a year and a half old. Their adolescence was a hurricane of extracurriculars: swimming, theater, tune, musical crew camp, mechanical technology. Helen spent her breaks going with her folks on the lecture circuit, going to far-out places like Oslo, Croatia, and Tokyo. When she was 7 years of age, she let her mom know that when she grew up, she needed to begin an organization for ladies researchers in Japan. Helen was in every case agreeable and outgoing, yet around the time she entered middle school, she began to be seriously tormented. Some portion of that was on the grounds that she was little. She developed to just shy of 5'1". Yet in addition, since she battled with misophonia, an extraordinary antipathy for explicit sounds, including biting, pencil tapping, hacking, and sneezing, unfit to sit in homerooms or have lunch with individuals in school, Helen was hopeless, and her colleagues caused problems for her. The pressure of being harassed over being pansexual, as Helen would before long distinguish, prompted them creating nervousness, despondency, and a dietary issue, which they would battle with for the remainder of their life. Helen was a gifted cosplayer, hoarding a minor fan base on Instagram and the TikTok foreigner Musical.ly for cosplays of characters like Car Cat from Homestuck and Mystery Girl from Steven Universe. Their sensitive, cherubic elements permitted them to consistently progress between a wide scope of characters, and they had an expressive face, making them an optimal fit for the lip-sync configuration of Musical.ly. Fans have been taking on the appearance of their beloved characters and going to shows in full clothing for a really long time. Yet, the genuine term cosplay, a portmanteau of outfits in play, was instituted by a Japanese writer in the mid-1980s. Compounded with the ascent of anime, the training has expanded enormously in notoriety worldwide and become more standard throughout the course of recent many years, with one gauge recommending the worldwide cosplay outfits market will reach $23 billion by 2030. Numerous cosplayers go to shows dressed as their cherished anime characters, contributing hundreds in the event that not a huge number of dollars in their outfits to accomplish full verisimilitude. Also, with the coming of Instagram and most as of late TikTok, there's been an arising cabin industry of cosplay powerhouses who have amassed immense followings on the two stages. It was through the Houston cosplay circuit that Helen, then, at that point, in around 10th grade, met Yandere Freak, who then, at that point, went by the handle Snow the Salt Queen. With their sensitive highlights that could transform into any person, Snow was specially crafted for cosplay fame. Throughout the long term, they had amassed a gigantic following on Instagram and Musical.ly, piling up 1.6 million devotees on the last stage by 2021. Snow was especially well known for cosplaying as Junko, one of the fundamental characters in Danganronpa, who wavers among pleasantness and sympathy, and wishing to incur despondency and brutality for the entire world. Junko is a great representation of the person paradigm that roused Snow's username, the Yandere, a figure of speech promoted by Japanese dating sim games. The Yandere is somebody who some of the time is friendly and here and there needs to kill you, a person who is brutally possessive of the object of their fixation. Junko is an incredibly famous person for individuals to cosplay. However, Helen's companions say Snow took their proclivity with the person to another level, and they were known for inclining toward the Yandere model to an ostensibly outrageous degree. On their Instagram bio, Snow alluded to themselves as the IRL Junko Inishima, and they were known to be profoundly possessive of the person, condemning any other individual who cosplayed as Junko. Snow blossomed with leaning toward controversy. In January 2019, Snow posted a video of themselves scantily clad and dressed as Junko, presenting provocatively on a tombstone. While such tricks are not unfathomable in the influencer community, the post gathered Snow a lot of reaction via web-based media, which they used to additional fuel their image as an edgy cosplayer. Snow was likewise notable for taking their cosplay excessively far. They were known to present with genuine knives rather than faux blades at shows, where conveying weapons on the floor is restricted. Individuals locally report that Snow was continually flanked by their companions, large numbers of whom resided in similar houses as them. Additionally did cosplay, and consistently showed up in Snow's posts. Those external of this circle report being exceptionally agitated by Snow and their companions' conduct, with more than one individual depicting the group of friends as harmful. Morgan Gross, who dated Helen during their senior year at Fusion Academy, a neighborhood non-public school, says that when she used to spend time with Helen and their companions at Snow's home, there was a strange differentiation between individuals who professed to be really determined to have DID, or dissociative personality problem, and individuals who simply ken different characters, or emphatically related to them. Gross' introduction to this dynamic was a pool party at Helen's folks' home, when she saw an individual from Snow's family acting unusually, with an alternate, squeakier voice and a shy, more restless character. That is when Morgan acknowledged what was happening. There was a great deal of skipping around among personalities, and they implemented each other's issues with identity. She says Bailey additionally invested time with Snow and their companions. She says they were continually stoned or intoxicated, and keeping in mind that she never saw any rough or unhinged conduct. She saw a few warnings that upset her, especially Snow's solid ID with Junko. Junko's own battles with personality are integral to her personality. Junko falls head over heels for a nervous system specialist who wipes her memory, persuading her that she is an alternate individual after she takes a lie. It is obscure whether Snow or any of their companions really had DID. DID is a profoundly demonized and regularly misconstrued condition, and regardless of the generalizations related with it, the people who have been determined to have DID are additionally undeniably bound to be survivors of vicious wrongdoing than to execute it, says Dr. David Spiegel, a Wilson professor and a partner seat of psychiatry and conduct sciences at Stanford University School of Medicine. As Helen was drawn further into Snow's circle, they would progressively investigate other kins or characters they related to, regularly posting as them on their other Instagram accounts. Yet, as Helen turned out to be more submerged in Snow's group of friends, her loved ones began to see her showing progressively upsetting conduct. Through everything, notwithstanding, Helen ardently remained by Snow and their companions. Friends say that Helen was ready to recognize Snow was muddled, yet they never heard Helen talk seriously about them, since Helen was definitely not the sort to talk gravely about individuals. As indicated by court archives, Snow told police they and their companions played with the firearm on a regular basis, trusting it to be protected, as their ex said he had taken out every one of the slugs in the magazine. While they ordinarily set the firearm back in its case subsequent to taking it out, they had been drinking vigorously, and this time neglected to do as such. Following a couple of long periods of playing with the firearm, One of Snow's housemates moved toward them requesting that Snow pretend to shoot them. Snow went along, trusting the firearm to be dumped. It was now that Helen said, "Do me." Snow then, at that point, put the weapon on the left half of her head. The firearm went off. Helen tumbled to the ground. Blood began saturating the floor covering, and Helen's terrified companions hurried to get something to stop the bleeding. Snow ran to get a towel while they trusted that EMTs will show up. After 2 days, Helen had passed on. For quite a long time, nobody outside of Helen's little circle in Houston knew precisely the way that they had died. Their school companions discovered by means of a short email from the Oberlin College Communications Group. It's blurry how precisely the weapon discharged in any case. One of Snow's housemates let police know that they saw Snow taking the clip out before they began playing with it, with Snow saying they did as such so nobody gets injured. However, didn't have the foggiest idea how the clip wound up back in. In their discussions with police, Snow said they didn't completely accept that they set the magazine back in the weapon. Yet they might have done as such without contemplating this because they were incredibly inebriated. A portion of Helen's companions accept this form of events, that it was a terrible mishap, the climax of a lot of alcohol and pride over having effectively dealt with firearms before. Others are more incredulous. Snow had recently continued to post via online media only a brief time after Helen had passed on. On January 21st, Snow had posted on TikTok, "I will be taking a hiatus. I'm uncertain how long yet. I will keep you updated." But on February 10, they had begun posting once more, "Hiatus is finished, but more Micken tomorrow and kindly cooperate," alluding to a cosplay of another Danganronpa character. It was the same old thing for Snow. An Instagram post dated April 27th, only 3 months after Helen passed, included Snow cosplaying as Ayano Eishi, the hero of the game Yandere Simulator, employing a bat and gazing threateningly into the camera, bloody handprints on her cheek and on the white background behind her. Snow's lawyer rejects that such substance ought to be seen as Snow bragging about their job in Hastings' demise, proposing that there may be different inspirations. Snow likewise kept on working together with others locally and going to cosplay-related events, including Anime Matsuri, the enormous Houston show, in July. To celebrate their life, Helen's companions battled to have Oberlin plant a dogwood tree on the school's lawn, where Helen spent their sole semester at school. It's pink, a similar shading Helen had colored their hair that semester. In the event that they had lived to see the leaves change this year, they could have watched them change, having a decent evening time doing as such. Hi, do you think Snow's edgy lifestyle just took one wild step off the deep end? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.